Three people, three different states, all vanished in places filled with people. A crashed car on a New Hampshire road, a little girl walking along a North Carolina highway, a college student inside a packed Ohio bar. Police responded, witnesses saw them, searches were launched, timelines were built. And yet, no confirmed trace, no body, no proven sighting, no closure. These aren't disappearances in the wilderness. They happened in populated areas with roads, cameras, homes, traffic. So how do people vanish when everyone is looking? Tonight, we're diving into three of the most disturbing unsolved disappearances in the USA. Cases that turned into cold cases, cases that still haunt investigators, and cases where someone, somewhere, knows the truth. On February 9th, 2004, 21-year-old Maura Murray was driving through rural New Hampshire when her car suddenly crashed on Route 112. It was a minor accident. The vehicle was damaged, but not destroyed. A school bus driver stopped and spoke to her. She appeared shaken, but not injured. She declined help. She told him she had already called roadside assistance. But there was no cell service in that area. Within minutes, the bus driver returned home and contacted police. By the time officers arrived, roughly 7 to 10 minutes later, Maura was gone. Her car remained locked. Her belongings were still inside, her phone, her clothes, her keys. There were no footprints leading clearly into the woods, despite snow on the ground. No signs of a struggle. No confirmed sightings after that moment. Search teams combed the forest. Helicopters scanned from above. Dogs traced scents that abruptly stopped in the middle of the road, suggesting she may have entered another vehicle. But no witnesses reported picking her up. Before the crash, Maura had emailed professors saying there was a family emergency. She wasn't. She withdrew cash, packed some belongings, bought alcohol, then drove north alone. Was she running from something, meeting someone, planning to disappear? Or did something happen in those 7 silent minutes before police arrived? In a populated area, on a known roadway, with witnesses nearby, and then nothing. Investigators labeled it one of the most perplexing unsolved disappearances in the USA. A missing persons mystery with a tight timeline and physical evidence left behind. A cold case that still divides theories. Some believe she staged it. Others believe she accepted a ride. Some think someone local knows exactly what happened that night. But here's what makes it chilling. Maura vanished on a roadway, not deep wilderness, not overseas, not in isolation. Cars passed, homes stood nearby. A witness spoke to her minutes before she disappeared. And yet, there is no confirmed trace. No verified sighting. No recovery. No answer. It feels impossible. Until you realize she wasn't the only one. 4 years earlier in North Carolina, a 9-year-old left her house in the middle of the night during a storm. Multiple drivers saw her walking along the highway. Police searched immediately. But just like Maura Murray, she vanished before anyone could reach her. Next, we step into one of the most heartbreaking, unexplained vanishings in American history. Asha Degree. On February 14, 2000, 9-year-old Asha Degree left her home in Shelby, North Carolina, sometime between 2:30 and 3 in the morning. It was cold, it was raining, and she left on foot. Her parents were asleep. The power had gone out earlier that night due to a storm. By morning, Asha was gone. Multiple motorists later reported seeing a small child walking along Highway 18. One truck driver turned around to check on her. When he approached, she ran off the road and into the darkness of nearby woods. Police were notified quickly. Search teams responded fast. Helicopters, canine units, volunteers. The area was heavily searched within hours. But Asha was nowhere to be found. Days later, items believed to belong to her were discovered in a shed near the highway. Candy wrappers, a pencil, small traces suggesting she had sheltered briefly. Then, 18 months later, her backpack was found buried in plastic bags off another roadway miles away. Carefully wrapped, intentionally concealed. No confirmed sightings after that night, no confirmed contact, no verified explanation. Why would a 9-year-old leave home voluntarily during a storm? Was she meeting someone? Was she lured? Did someone pick her up on that highway? Investigators have revisited the case repeatedly. It remains one of the most haunting missing persons mysteries in American history. Because she was seen. Drivers passed her, witnesses confirmed her presence, and yet, just like Maura Murray, she disappeared before help could arrive. Asha Degree's case became a cold case America cannot forget. A child walking along a populated highway, witnesses, immediate search efforts, physical evidence found later, and still no confirmed trace. No body, no verified suspect, no closure for her family. 2 disappearances, 2 populated areas, 2 timelines that seemed tight enough to prevent escape, yet both slipped through. And then there's the third case. This one didn't happen on a highway. It didn't happen on a dark rural road. It happened inside a crowded bar. In April 2006, in Columbus, Ohio, a 27-year-old medical student named Brian Shaffer entered a bar with friends. Security cameras captured him going in. The cameras never captured him leaving. Hundreds of people inside, multiple exits, police investigation, video review frame by frame, and still, Brian Shaffer vanished. Next, we step inside one of the most baffling, unexplained vanishings ever caught on surveillance. On April 1, 2006, 27-year-old medical student Brian Shaffer went out with friends in Columbus, Ohio. They bar hopped before arriving at the Ugly Tuna Saloona, a popular bar near Ohio State University. Security cameras captured Brian entering the bar at 1:55 a.m. He was talking, laughing, socializing. Witnesses remember him appearing normal. Nothing seemed wrong. Around closing time, his friends realized they couldn't find him. They assumed he had left on his own. They called his phone. No answer. The next day, Brian missed a flight to Miami with his girlfriend. That was completely out of character. Police pulled surveillance footage. The camera at the main entrance clearly shows Brian walking into the bar. It never shows him leaving. Investigators reviewed hours of footage. Every person exiting that door was accounted for. Brian was not among them. There were emergency exits, service doors, but none showed confirmed footage of him leaving. No witnesses reported seeing him outside. No taxi records, no credit card usage, no confirmed activity after that night. His phone later pinged briefly in another area, then went silent forever. Inside a crowded bar, in a busy city, surrounded by people, and then gone. Brian Shaffer's disappearance remains one of the most baffling, unsolved disappearances in the USA. A man enters a bar on camera, but never exits on camera. Investigators considered every angle: voluntary disappearance, foul play, accident, hidden exit, mistaken footage. Yet none of the theories fully explain how someone vanishes from a populated building under surveillance. 3 cases. Maura Murray vanished within minutes of a car crash on a public road. Asha Degree, seen walking along a highway before disappearing into darkness. Brian Shaffer, captured entering a crowded bar, never captured leaving. Different states, different ages, different circumstances, but the same terrifying pattern: populated areas, witnesses, search efforts, timelines, and still no confirmed trace. Some disappearances happen in forests, some happen in oceans, but these happened where people were watching, and that's what makes them disturbing. Because if someone can vanish there, where else can it happen?
3 states, 3 timelines, 3 people who stepped into ordinary moments and never stepped back out. Maura Murray, Asha Degree, Brian Shaffer. These aren't just missing persons mysteries. They are unexplained vanishings in places where disappearance should have been impossible. If you believe one of these was staged, say which one. If you think someone helped them vanish, explain how. If you think the answer is hiding in plain sight, tell us where to look. Drop your theory below. And if you're drawn to unsolved disappearances, cold cases in America, and true mystery cases that refuse to fade, subscribe to WhisprFrame, because the truth doesn't disappear, it waits.